Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. Around here, I make videos about creepy, spooky, mysterious things. So if you're interested in anything like that, make sure to subscribe and stick around and become a part of the family. For this video, I won't only be showing you creepy and weird TikToks, but also explaining the weird creatures that are lurking within them and behind them. So without further ado, let's get started and jumping straight into this first TikTok.
Nigel, what are you doing? Nigel.
So within this first TikTok, you can see this woman approaching her dog, and not gonna lie, when I first saw this, I thought the dog was the creature. It was looking a little sus the way it was sitting there, but that's not the problem. As we continue to look, we see that the dog is staring attentively at some creature chilling in the background. The owner of this dog sees these bright eyes staring back at her and immediately is freaked out, as I would be as well. I probably wouldn't just stand there, I'd be out, but you know, antagonist. The interesting thing about this video though is that at the very end, you can see that the glowing eyes end up getting slightly brighter before the video cuts. It's almost as if this creature realized that it had been seen by a human and thus gave some type of reaction. Now your girl's Miss Investigator, so I did some digging on this, and buckle in because this is gonna be a bit of a doozy. Theory 1. And if I'm looking down, it's because I'm actually reading something. I have a script. I'm prepared. The back rooms. Oh my gosh, I know, the back rooms. So if you're not aware or familiar with what the back rooms are, I'm going to read off a couple definitions of what it is. The back rooms was first described as a maze of empty office rooms that can only be entered by no clipping out of reality. For me, what I like to think of this as is you note clip into a different reality, a different world in a sense. So there are plenty of backroom levels, over 1,000 different levels. The most well-known one, of course, is the office building, but there are many different levels with many different entities, which are pretty much just monsters, I guess, and a ton of different themes and threats. Some of them can cause you to go insane by staying in them too long. Some of them actually are okay for your sanity. Some of them are safe and some of them are not. And some also have different safety levels. So some are constantly dangerous 100% of the time, while some of them are only dangerous some of the time or just don't have that many entities. So I hope that makes sense. Now on to the theory. But in the back room, there's a creature called the Smiler. They roam around different levels and they can be extremely hostile towards adventurers. They only appear in dark areas, usually where the rest of their body is unable to be seen. And I know that there's a few little holes in this theory, considering that Smilers are of course known for their smile, and this creature is not smiling. There are also some creatures named like frowners or something, I'm pretty sure, where it's like a very similar entity except it's a frown. And I believe that since there are so many varieties of this Smiler, there could be one that could hide a smile some way, somehow. Now looking at the area around her, you can see that it doesn't exactly look like the back rooms, but I have a reasoning for this as well. There are certain levels in the back rooms that appear to be the real world or look very similar to one, including level 94, which is safe during the day, but many entities come out at night, including Smilers. This could explain why she was so startled when she saw this creature, because she probably didn't realize that the level wasn't completely safe. I also saw a lot of comments on this video regarding the dog, because the dog does look weird, and my simple theory about that is it's a shapeshifter, but I'm not getting into all of that right now because that is for the next TikTok that is coming up. But before we get into that, you know what's really spooky? What's really scary? You not subscribing. Oh, I can't even say it without getting scared. Do you see? My heart rate just jumped. Oh my gosh. So if you want to get to that, it would really calm me down. Now that you've done that though, let's get on to the next TikTok.
Hello. She wants to come in, Desson.
So as you can see in this video, this woman goes to her front door, opens it, and sees this goat deer thing just standing on her porch, which is completely against their nature to get so close to a human. Typically, they're known for running away at high speeds away from you, and they typically won't let you get that close to them, let alone just walking up to your door. A lot of people pointed out and mentioned how this goat looked very odd and very different and strange. And if it's not a goat and it's a deer, that is completely my bad. But not only did it walk up to her door, but once she opened the door, it even tried to walk up in the home, which again is completely against their nature and is a very strange characteristic that this animal has shown. Now on for theory 2. I believe that this goat is either an S-walker or a shapeshifter. An S-walker is a harmful witch that can possess or disguise themselves as an animal, while a shapeshifter is a being that has the ability to change their physical form. Now, a big giveaway on if an animal is an S-walker or shapeshifter is that the animal looks kind of weird. It looks off. There's something about it that just does not sit right and just doesn't look normal. Quick story time. One of my friends did have a personal experience with an S-walker. That's why I learned not to say the full name, because apparently it could attract them to you. So pretty much what happened was she would constantly go to the same spot to pray and to talk to God. And one of these times that she would go there, she saw this deer and she looked at it and she just felt this very off feeling. And she said that it looked and acted very weird, which again is a huge giveaway that you're looking at something that isn't actually an animal. After that, she's believed in them ever since. And these aren't the only stories. If you're interested in me telling you more stories of my personal friends and also people's interactions online, I will definitely make a whole video about that. But it's just the creepiness of thinking that you have experienced a personal interaction like this that makes everything so much more off-putting. Now going back to the video, if you saw this deer staying outside of your door, what would you do? Because I feel like I would not be opening the door. I don't know. I don't know what it is about the situation that wouldn't have me open the door to a random deer. But what would you do in this situation if it was you? And now on to the final video.
Bro, there's literally someone in there. Is someone in there? Are you okay? Are you still in there? Hey lady, I called the police.
Within this video, you can see that this man is approaching this pothole thing in the ground, and he starts hearing a woman calling out to him, asking for help, pretty much beckoning him to come closer. He does not do that, smart guy, and instead he just records and eventually gets spooked at the end once the woman responds very quickly, saying no to him offering to call the police. Now my belief is that this is actually an S-walker. I was thinking shapeshifter, but when I did more research, I found that they cannot mimic human voice. They can shapeshift and do all that other stuff, but mimicking human voice is a very unique, distinguishing factor of an S-walker. On top of this, we cannot see any human, and according to where he was standing, you should be able to see slightly in the hole and then also around it. Considering that you cannot see anybody in this area, to me is a red flag that somebody is mimicking a voice. S-walkers can mimic voices of really anybody, your loved ones, close relatives, random people. So it really wouldn't be out of the ordinary that it's trying to mimic a woman in distress. A big other piece of this is how quickly they responded with a no. I was like, Whoa. At the end, it kind of scared me because I was thinking, like, you responded a little bit too quick. Because I feel like if somebody's in need and needs help, of course, why would you say no to the police? It's not an ambulance where it costs thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying? So in return, I would assume that you would need help. Otherwise, why are you screaming for help, and why are you then declining it, you know? Now, of course, I would say if someone needs help, please, and you hear them screaming, please come to them, please go to them, please go to their aid. But for this theory, I believe that it is indeed an S-Walker. So that was the last video of today. That includes our little series of TikTok spookies. That's a weird thing to call it. My TikTok name will be down below so that you can tag me in any of the creepy videos that you find. And if you did enjoy this, please let me know so I can continue making content that you guys enjoy. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate everyone who supports me on this channel, everyone who is commenting and engaging with my content. So I hope you guys have a great day and take care of yourself. Drink a couple glasses of water